one of which has to do with Banku Power's bout later today. Now, the eagerly awaited boxing grudge bout between Ayite Powers and Banku was hit yet with another controversy about Banku, who failed to meet the weight class for the cruiserweight division. Brahima Kamoko weighed 8 kilos more than the required 200 kilograms for the division.
The much-awaited Judgment Night bout has been hit with yet another controversy after Brahima Kamoko failed to meet the weight class for his cruiserweight bout against Ayite Powers, scheduled for the Accra Sports Stadium on Thursday. Kamoko, otherwise known as Banku, weighed 218 pounds, which exceeded the upper limit of 200 pounds for the cruiserweight division. But Ayite Powers had no such problems after weighing 200 pounds. The bout promoters must now agree to fight in the catchweight division or force Banku to shed excess 18 pounds. A catchweight contest allows pro boxers to fight above their weight class, as it is considered a non-standard weight limit. The bout has already been postponed on 2 occasions, and the latest news is bound to raise more eyebrows. Ayite Powers was clearly not impressed with the spectacle. Joy Sports can confirm that this is the first time Banku has checked in overweight for a boxing bout. There have been several cases of overweight boxers in the history of boxing the world over. For example, when Manny Pacquiao fought Miguel Cotto at a catch weight of 145 pounds, the World Boxing Organization sanctioned this fight for the welterweight, whose limit is 147 pounds. The 2 boxers and their respective sets of vociferous fans are expected to troop the venue on Thursday to witness other boxers fighting on the undercard, including former Commonwealth champion Obudai Sai, who takes on Nigeria's Abolaji Rashid in an international light middleweight contest. Also fighting are Prince Johnny versus Gali Kujo for the National Bantamweight Championship, and a light heavyweight contest between Maxwell Amponsa and George Banson, with Manyo Planche also engaging in a bantamweight bout. President of the Ghana Boxing Authority, lawyer Peter Zwenes, is hopeful of a massive turnout despite the pre-fight twists and turns.
We've seen so many situations where boxers fight even in catchweight contests and even win, so it's not a problem. I believe Powers is confident that irrespective of the weight difference, he will still emerge triumphant, so that is no problem.
Meanwhile, the ring donated by broadcast sponsor SuperSport has arrived and will be mounted tomorrow for the bout.
Right, and you can tell I'm smiling because this conversation always seems, it has a way of doing a number on you and making you smile. I have here with me in the studio Roger Bano. Roger Bano is a boxing referee. Thank you very much, Roger, for joining us here.
Thank you.
What happened yesterday? Exactly what happened?
Actually, yesterday was the weighing for the much anticipated boxing match fight between Brahima Kamoko and then Ayite Powers, which actually we are eagerly awaiting to watch. So they came to the scales. If it's a cruiserweight championship, then you have to weigh a maximum of 200 pounds. Okay. If it's a contest, then at least 3 pounds can be added onto it, bringing the maximum weight to 203. So Ayite Powers came on the scale. He weighed 198 pounds, which was perfect for him. Banku came on the scale and then weighed 208 pounds, which is 5 pounds over the agreed weight, which I know. So actually, when
so it's 5 pounds, not
no
18, not 8.
No, it's 5 pounds. But there was a consensus before the weighing that Banku might weigh overweight, but I have not been told. Me, the clerk of the scale, I don't know anything. So, from what I know by the rules, I have to go by the rules. Okay. So after that, I was told there was a consensus that Banku might weigh in overweight. So in this case, if it happens, then the boxer has to pay the opponent he will be fighting, provided he agrees. If he doesn't agree, then you have to shed the weight. But Banku being overweight, and he agreed in paying Ayite Powers in cash, then the fight is on.
But why is it so important that you have a certain weight for a certain bout?
Me sitting here like this, I can fight Banku if I'm a boxer. Because the power he's got, I can't receive that power if I happens to be a border. So there should definitely be a weight limit.
A weight limit.
Yeah.
So in a case like this, usually how much does the overweighing partner pay the other?
It depends. It depends on the two camps.
Okay.
If I can recollect, Canelo, a boxer in the U.S., he fought Mayweather. Just after Mayweather's fight, he was supposed to fight another boxer. He weighed in, let's say, about 3 or 4 pounds, which he can shed. So he has to pay his opponent, and he paid him $1 million, and that was it.
In this case, do we know how much Bukom is paying Aite?
No, that's out of my jurisdiction. So it's between the two camps and then the Ghana Boxing Authority, so I can't say anything on it.
You do not know.
No.
But yesterday also, we had reports of a near confrontation when it came to the fact that the skill was taken away and brought back again. There was a near confrontation from fans of both sides. Yeah, not from both sides, because actually what I can say is there are a whole lot of people there who have no business being there. Okay.
So actually, it was really very, very bad that we never had enough security there yesterday. Not knowing because of the ban on drumming, it wouldn't be how it went yesterday. But believe you me, today the security there will be massive.
But having Banku weigh a little more than Aite, is that not to Aite's disadvantage? I mean, like you explained to me, you can't fight Banku because he's got more weight than you have. And so having the weight difference, yes, cutting down on Bukom's purse, does it really mean anything? So,
no, between them two, it's not going to be a much difference between them two because they are cruiserweights. So I don't think that's going to be a much difference in disadvantage to Powers or advantage Banku.
What will happen today?
Well, it's boxing. Anything can happen. 1 punch can make a difference.
I see. My concern is the number of people who be coming there. I mean, for weighing alone, look at the people that came there and the near confrontation I was telling you about. We were also in a time where people are expected not to make much noise, which has been a major concern for the Ghana community. You think we can have a successful night?
Definitely. This is going to be the biggest night in Ghana boxing, I can say.
You're not afraid of the stones flying about?
No, there wouldn't be any stones flying.
But you really think it's possible that people will come to a fight like this? What do you call it? A bout like this?
A boxing fight. You can call it a boxing fight or a bout.
Yes.
If we say a boxing boxing fight, maybe it comprises all the fights, but a bout is one single fight. So that's a bout. So you're right in a way.
Okay. You feel one like this would be without noise making?
Well, this is boxing and this is Bukom. You can't control Bukom people. You see what I mean? So it's like it's all part of the game and it makes the game more interesting. So I think.
But there are other fights tonight as well.
Yeah, there are.
Tell us about them.
Well, they are interesting. The both side, who will be preparing for the Commonwealth title fight is on the bill. We have Ahmed Sarako on the bill. We have Gifted Ohiro from US, a Nigerian based in the US, who will be fighting tonight as well. And then the much enterprising Manuel Planche will also be on the bout, on the fight tonight.
I see. Let me just read a few messages here. People are so excited about the bout tonight. And Muftao Al Hassan said, Aite Powers more vim, Moro you go win. I mean, with the person meant today. And Nicole Bocci says, please, what time is the fight starting? I think 7 p.m. tonight.
Gates opens 4 p.m. First bell 7 p.m. 7 p.m. If there are 3 people in the stadium, the fight starts. It will
take place.
If there are 100, the fight starts. If nobody is in the stadium, 7 o'clock, we start the show.
Right. And Johnson says, I expect a very entertaining bout, which will also lift the image of Ghana boxing. And Ken Humble says, what can come, can come. Yakubu Adamu says, I expect Aite to carry the day. And Yakubu Adamu again says, no termite ever boasts of devouring a rock. That is Bukom can never boast on Ayite. Well, people are just quoting some of the things these people are saying. But you've worked with these men before. What sort of persons are they? Let's start with Ayite Powers, because he's not being a media person.
Well, Ayite Powers is a very reserved person. You know, he keeps himself to himself. Whereas Banku too is, you know, a man of the people. He loves being with the people. You know, he's very jovial, and it's like, you know, they are there. So I think they are good. They are good. In my estimate, they are good.
And Banku, is it as hilarious as it makes us? It makes it seem in the media.
Yeah, Banku is very, you know, he's very open to you and to everybody. He's very open, you know. People might think he might be arrogant or something of that sort, but believe you me, he's very humble, and you know, that's what I can say of him.
I see. Right. And I'll just go back to a few of the Facebook messages. And Al-Hajj Kums Abubakar, who is not a happy man, says Ghana is in this economic crisis because the NDC government failed to sustain the prudent economic policies. I'm not sure what it's got to do with the bout, but Emmanuel Chumesu says Bukom all the way. And Kaji John Lampard is asking what time. It starts at 7 p.m. Gate opens at 4 p.m. Timothy Crimson says Banku be demand for the day. Banku all the way. And Bismarck Ejokpo, I expect Banku will beat him. Powers will do wonders according to Black Speed Kofi. Your final words to fans who will be coming out there tonight.
Fans, we're getting Super Sports and other sponsors on board. Let's behave ourselves, because actually this is going to open a door for Ghana boxing, whereby, you know, if we misbehave, you know, sponsors will go out, and then at the end of the day, Ghana boxing and we all Ghanaians will become losers. So let's comport ourselves and have a successful night.
Absolutely. You're a referee.
Yeah, from Bukom. Yeah.
Have you ever been hit by a stray fist before?
Several times.
Really?
That's part of the job, and then, you know, I take it on the chin, and then I move on.
How does it feel? You know that punch was not for you, but it came anyway.
It's like you're driving. Will you anticipate I'm going to have an accident? No, it happens. It's an accident. So, you know, I absorb it and then move on from there, like I said.
You love your job.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Roger.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Roger Bano is a boxing referee. He's going to be the referee.
No, I'm not going to be the referee. I don't know. No, I'm not going to be the referee. I don't know who the referee is.
You don't know yet?
I don't know yet.
You are a skill clerk?
Yeah.
For the weighing?
No,
yes,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not going to be the
right.
referee.
So Roger Bano is asking that you all come there and behave. But he doesn't know if you'll be refereeing this match or not. I'll be right back.